it's me again. I am going to make some French bread, but the reason I'm bringing you in here is I had a problem. I didn't know there was a difference in yeast. This is active dry, not instant, and it calls for instant. Okay, quick rising, and this is active dry. So I'm going to compensate. Instead of following the directions, you gotta know the rules to break the rules. I know the rules and I can break the rules. Okay, so instead of following the directions and adding, you're supposed to have the warm water, the liquid honey, or light evaporated cane juice. And then you're supposed to put in the warm water, honey, and 2.5 cups of the flour. Then add the yeast. Usually you sprinkle it on top, but I don't have the instant yeast, so I'm going to put this yeast in this water and honey for about it only takes 3 or 4 minutes. It says to stir it says to let stand for 10 minutes. Oh, okay. I'm not going to let it stand for 10 minutes. That's a test for finding out if it's active or if it's still good. I'm just going to mix it in here and stir it until it dissolves, because you see that's what the instant stuff does, is it dissolves. So if I could just get this dissolved, we'll do a good job. I think it's pretty much dissolved. Okay, so now I'm going to follow the directions the rest of the way. I'm going to measure 2.5 cups of this flour. It says, in a large mixing bowl, mix the warm water, honey, 2.5 cups, add the yeast, and stir until it forms a thick batter. There's 1, there's 2, there's 2.5. Boy, that yeast smells good. It really does smell good. Oh, I probably shouldn't be using this. Sorry, I don't know what I was thinking. I need a wood spoon for this. I should have used this when I was trying to dissolve the yeast. Oh boy. So here I'm just going to mix this in. Look, it's already starting to bubble. Boy, that did a good job. Okay. And then I put in well, it says for 20 minutes until it gets bubbly. Oh, I've got to let it sit there. Let it sponge for 15-20 minutes until it's bubbly. All right. It's already bubbly, but I'll be coming back after 15 minutes, okay? It'll probably just be a little blip. You won't even know it. In the meantime, like and subscribe. Keep the commandments and be the bride. But stay on, because I'm going to come right back. Okay, we're back. It's not real bubbly, but I can tell it's real foamy. So I've got to put the remainder of the 2.5 cups in here. And, oh, that's why you know what? I didn't carefully measure the 2.5 cups. And I may have put too much, thinking I was going to use this whole thing. But I forgot I hadn't measured this out. So I just was guessing. So there's 2.5 cups, and look at all that flour. I was going to dump all that in there, and I realized that's not what I'm supposed to do. Also, I forgot to add gluten. I bought it. I bought it for this particular thing. I forgot, and you had to put it in the first step. So I did that wrong. All right, now let's carry on. We're going to add the oil. We have to add a tablespoon of oil and 2 tablespoons of salt. Oh, that's a little bit more oil than I was supposed to. 2 tablespoons of salt. Oh boy. Oh, tablespoons or teaspoons? Teaspoons. Woohoo! That would have been salty. I almost put 2 tablespoons in there. Okay. And flour, salt, oil, and knead. I'm not going to knead it. I'm going to mix it up first. Add these remaining things, and then I have a place that I always let my dough rise. I think this is too dry. I think I used too much flour because I didn't measure the first time in. Bad. No, look, it's going to be okay. Look at this, and I'm supposed to knead it for until it's smooth and elastic, about 10 minutes. Well, I won't make you watch me for 10 minutes. Now that I know how to edit my videos, I'm going to knead this a little bit, but not for 10 minutes on camera, okay? I'm just pulling it up and fold it over, pull it up, fold it over. I've got a Band-Aid on this hand. Oh my goodness. Well, I better leave it on. Now, you know, one time I had a cut on my hand, and I was making bread, and somehow I think the yeast got into, mixed with my skin, and under my skin, and I got this infection. So don't have abrasions or anything on your hands unless you're planning on using gloves. And you know, if you're cooking, you're not supposed to wear a Band-Aid because the Band-Aid could come off, but I'm keeping my eye. Oh, and for the bread I used, I used soft white and hard milled white. I need to order myself some Kamut flour. Okay, I'm going to stop this video, and I'll bring you back after this has risen for 30 or 40 minutes. Okay? You have a nice day, y'all. Okay, we're back. It sat and rose for 30 to 40 minutes. Actually, it's been about 35. And it says you punch it down and turn onto a lightly oiled surface. And this surface for me works out best if it's oiled. I'm not real fond of this rolling mat, but it's what I got to work with. Okay, punch down the dough. I love this. Punch it down. Oh, it's cold. Why is it cold? I had it in a warm place. And turn it out onto an lightly oiled surface. There we go. And divide it into 2 equal portions. I'm going. Wait a minute, what is this oil for? Oh, this oil is for another recipe. I'm going to make some tortillas, but I had to wait until I did this video. Oh boy, I forgot what that oil was for. Okay, now, so we've got this, and divide it into 2 equal portions using your hands. Shape into okay, divide into 2 equal portions. So this is about, voila. There we go. Okay, I just realized that I need to get I don't have my baking sheet. You're supposed to be a baking sheet or perforated French bread or baguette pan, greased and sprinkled with corn flour. I don't have any corn flour. That's something I've got to get. So, I'm just going to have to use my pan. All right, it says to shape into 2 slender loaves and bake 12 to 14. Oh, the length is 12 to 14 inches. Okay. 12 to 14 inches. Okay. 2 slender loaves, 12 to 14 inches. Okay, that's about 10 right there. How's that look? Does that look like a loaf? Maybe. That looks like a loaf. Okay. And I'll put this over. It's supposed to be greased. Honestly, I know what they mean about the corn flour. It's to help make the dough moist. I mean, keep it off of out of contact, direct contact with the pan, I think, but we're going to be okay. We're going to have a loaf of bread there, and here a loaf, there a loaf, everywhere a loaf of bread. Oh, I don't think these were equal. This is a lot thinner than that one. Well, we'll have a big loaf and a skinny loaf. Okay, now what I do with this is I can take a serrated knife and cut diagonal slashes. I'm off screen. I'm sorry. Red, I put those a lot more on this one. diagonal slices. And what else are we going to do? It says you can mist the tops with a spray bottle, but I don't have a spray bottle, so I'm just going to get my hands wet and pat it. Okay, so now this is going to sit until it doubles in size in about 30 minutes. So I'm going to bring you back in here in a little bit. Well, my French breads look more like flatbread. I don't know why that is. I can't touch them because they're ready to go in the oven, which I forgot to preheat. So I'm going to preheat that oven for 425 and slip them in there for 10 minutes. Then we reduce the oven temperature for 375. I'm sorry, it's grease stained. I got grease stains on my book. All right, I'm going to pop these in the oven as soon as it's hot, and I'll show you what they look like when they come out. Well, the bread turned out flat, just like I expected it to. Here, let me pick it up, and let's see what it's like on the inside. I can't get it up off of there. You can eat that served warm like that, or you can put it on a drying rack. But I just want to cut it open, or maybe I just want to break it open. It's supposed to be French bread. French bread is supposed to be broken open, but it's too hot. I can't break that, and it's tough. Well, I do have a crunchy crust, and there, can you see that? Woohoo, it's hot. Yeah, okay, let me lift it up for you one more time. Wow, whoa. Okay, that just came out of the oven. I don't know why I thought it would be able to be handled, but it, French bread. And it had a nice crunch to the crust. Yep. I think the only thing I did is I needed to put a little more flour in it. I usually make my batter too dry, but now I'm making them too soft because look, I've already prepped for my tortillas, and these are too soft too. But I'm gonna show you how to cook these. But this is all for the French bread. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Keep the commandments and be the bride. I love you. Shalom.